What's up, guys? Adam with Whisker Fisherman TV. This is going to be part 2 of my $20 per week at Walmart preps. These aren't bug out bag items. These are bugging in items, bunkering in, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the thought behind this is money in the bank. If you decide you don't want to do this anymore, then you've got groceries for as long as your preps will last you. That's going to depend on how much you're willing to put into it. I'm going with 20 bucks a week. You can go with 200 bucks a week. You can go with 5 bucks a week. You know, a lot of these items that I'm going to show you, they're almost all going to be food items, are under $5. And quite a few of them you could buy multiple of each of these items for $5. So let's just jump right in. First item on the list, bottled water. Now, I happen to live in an area where water is extremely available. But what happens if I break my leg? What happens if I throw my back and I can't just walk down to the creek and get it? What if somebody poisons the water? You know, shit has hit the fan. Governments are being overthrown. Whatever's going on, it's a no-brainer. $2 for these 2 gallons. We will be buying water probably every week. I would say you want to have between 10 and 15 gallons per person. That's going to go a little bit with, frankly, how much water you drink on a regular basis, how big of a person you are, how old the person is, but no brainer. It's under $2, 2 gallons of water. And that will keep you running for a few days without having to worry about dehydration, and that obviously is one of the more rapid killers. Salt, just regular salt, guys. This is 1 pound, 10 ounces, 40 cents. I'm not sure salt can really go bad. This container might go bad, but I don't think the actual salt will ever go bad. Again, we'll get into repacking some of this stuff down the road. But hey, you throw this in with your flour from last week, you got a right good bit of hardtack, guys. You're not going to love it, but it'll last you a while. Vegetable oil, definitely less than $5. Can't remember off the top of my head exactly how much it was. There's a lot of stuff you can do with vegetable oil other than cook, but what are you going to do when you run out? Where are you going to get vegetable oil? Now, you could use animal tallow or something like that, I guess, if you can get it. But what if you can't? You're going to ruin your pans, or you're going to live off of greasy food for breakfast, so you got something to fry in the afternoon? Or you can spend a few bucks now and just have it. It's another no-brainer. I'm trying to get the real basic stuff out of the way first. No-brainer, guys. You don't have to buy that every week. You can buy one really large container, or you can do like I'm going to do and just buy a container like that every now and again. I don't have a set plan for a lot of this stuff. Tang. This is good for even boiled water. Sometimes, to me, doesn't always taste the best. This will help with that, but it's also 100% of your vitamin C per serving. 24 servings in this container. That's 24 days with 100% of your vitamin C. I doubt if I get 100% of my vitamin C now. So that's a welcome addition, and we are going to have to get into supplements and things like that, I think, just because of the nature of the food. that we're using. It's not fresh, so it's not going to have those nutrients and vitamins a lot of times. But on a budget, guys, this is $2.50. This is almost a month's worth of your vitamin C. That's kind of hard to beat. And it tastes pretty good, too. Again, that's kind of a no-brainer. Matches. I said last week, why would you ever need anything but a lighter? You could go with a lighter. This was a little bit cheaper. And matches have their place, too. I find that they can be very useful for fire starting if it's if it's not a windy day. If you've got decent tinder, I actually think matches work a little better than a lighter. It's not going to heat up in your hand the way a lighter will. And you can always pile a few on to get a larger flame. But if you want to skip this, guys, I'd buy a couple cans of lima beans or something. That's up to you. Buy another lighter. But they were right there, so I bought them. A couple cans of potted meat. They're really small cans. Not a lot to these, but they're easy to ration. This will make about 2 sandwiches. If you have bread, if not, you can eat it right out of the can. Works okay as a dip for something like potato chips or anything like that. Not a lot of people like this stuff. It's really, really high in sodium. So if you live in a really hot environment, I would not necessarily recommend this. But, less than 50 cents a can. And I like it. I like the taste of a lot of this stuff, so I went ahead and bought it. Go ahead and get the meats out of the way. Vienna sausages. Most of this stuff is store brand stuff. It's not going to taste quite as good as regular Vienna sausages, but it's the same thing. Again, it's easy to ration. I want a snack, not a full meal. I don't want to have to open one of my big cans. That's going to be my dinner one night. I can just open one of these and have a quick snack. If I got to go on a little day trip, something to throw in my pack. Again, you can replace any of this stuff with any kind of meat that you like, or fish that you like, or vegetables or fruit, whatever. Peanut butter would not be a bad choice, but I just went with some of these items because, again, for me, they're almost a comfort food. Went with another can of knockoff Spam luncheon meat. I talked about this in the last video. I'm not going to do it again. This one was almost spur of the moment, but like I said, a can of this will go a long way, especially for one person, especially if that one person likes it. So I went ahead and bought another can of that. Next up, I went with a can of chili. You can go with any kind of soup you want. You can go with chili if you want. Any kind of what I call more of a meal in a can. We're going to get into buying a few of these every now and again. Mostly because you're just going to get sick of eating one thing out of a can. Whether it's canned fruit or canned vegetables, canned meat, you're going to get sick of it if it's just one thing. So chili, you get your meat and your beans and not a whole lot else, but you can buy any soup you want. So if you're going to replace this, not buy the chili. Again, like I said, you can buy a beef stew, chicken noodle soup, whatever. But you want to go with something that you can pour in a pot and have the makings of a good little meal in front of you. On to our canned fish. I went with 3 cans of sardines. these are a little pricey, guys. These are $1 a can. Again, these are a one kind of pop it open, eat it right there on the spot. It's done. If you don't like sardines, I would honestly just go with the canned chicken. I think it's a much more versatile choice. But one of the things that I wanted to go for building this sort of kit and to keep in mind was, you're just, at a certain point you're just going to kind of get bored and you're going to want to have a snack or two. If you're somebody who likes to eat now, you're probably going to want to eat, frankly, twice as much, because you're not going to have a lot to do. You're not going to be able to watch TV. You're going to want to have a couple snacks. So I went with smaller serving stuff this week. Again, you don't have to do that. You can replace that with, I would recommend chicken, but again, any sort of canned item would have worked. Peanut butter, again, would have been a good replacement. Now this, just regular tuna, again, the off-brand. It's very inexpensive. You can buy these in the pouches if you want. That might be a better choice. It keeps down on the weight a little bit, and it keeps down on the space a little bit. I would not replace this with something else. I'm telling you guys, buy a few cans of tuna. By the time this is all said and done, I would not be surprised if there are 20 cans of tuna in our preps. It's good for you. It's just good for you, and not a lot of this stuff is. It's incredibly inexpensive. Like I said, guys, it might not. I don't actually like tuna all that much, but it's foolish not to have it. It's, unless you're allergic to it or you literally cannot stand fish. I would buy tuna. That's the bottom line on that. With, I think that's probably right up there with our salt, our water, our oil. It's a very basic food that it's gonna get, you'll get a lot out of it. Next up, canned fruit. 2 cans of peaches, 1 can of fruit cocktail. Any kind of fruit you want to buy, guys, will work just fine. But buy some canned fruit, guys. Whether you don't like a whole lot of fruit or not, if nothing else, drinking the syrup out of this is a lot like drinking juice. It might not be as good for you, but you're going to have the sweet tooth get to you once in a while. Especially if you have other people living with you. Maybe you went a little heavy on the meats. You're going to want to have this. So this is an important part of your preps. Buy 3 cans of fruit. If you want to replace everything else, with the exception of the salt, the tuna, the water, the oil, and the tang, you don't want, any of this other stuff, matches, potted meat, Vienna sausages, I would recommend that you made this entire prep. Those items, your tuna, and your canned fruit. So that's episode 2, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every view. Subscribe. I really appreciate it. Comment. I read every comment. I don't get a lot of them, but I'm going to make an effort to start commenting back more. And like, guys, I don't think I have 1 like yet, but that's alright. I'm going to keep doing these videos because I enjoy them. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it.